Yes, so good morning, everyone. So, hope all doing good on this cold morning. We were talking about laziness last time. I was talking about it. Why do we get into that space and how to pull ourselves out of it? But today I'm exploring a new angle that, let me just share my screen. It's visible?
Yes.
Okay, great. So as I said, we are exploring a new angle today, and that there is a flip side to laziness, to being lazy. तो कुछ तो advantage है lazy होने का. So all those people who feel they are lazy or are called lazy by others, don't worry. It's not a bad trait. You can gain from it also. The another word for laziness is sloth. One of the words synonym of laziness is sloth, which actually means a slowness of mind. Sloth is again being lazy, but it more refers to the slowness of the mind. And it can also involve a lack of feeling, sloth ka. So it's a mindset that can lead to boredom, passiveness, sluggishness. वो सारी चीजें जो है ना इस लेजी वाली फीलिंग में ना स्लोनेस ऑफ माइंड में all of these come over there. Then a sloth is also the name of a very lethargic animal that looks like a monkey and it moves very slowly. If you see it, it'll just as like very आराम से हाथ उठा रहा है, move कर रहा है, very slowly. And it spends most of its life hanging upside down on trees कि बस हिलना ही नहीं है उसके बाद. And it literally sleeps for 15 to 20 hours a day. So it's a very lazy animal, you could say. And that is where laziness ka synonym sloth ban gaya. But don't underestimate the power of being lazy, because it can actually help you to become more productive. So it can be a good sign, a good thing, you could say. Because science has explored, understood that there are many physical, mental, and emotional benefits of letting go of structure. So कि उसको छोड़ दो, रूटीन को छोड़ दो कभी कभी तो फायदा ही होता है. So there are many psychological benefits of ditching structure, उसको लीव करने छोड़ने का. तो कभी कभी it is allowed. So first of all, it allows your mind to wander. You can कहीं से भी कहीं पहुंच सकते हो. माइंड को बस छोड़ दो, उसको खुली छूट मिल जाती है. When you're being lazy, you're not doing anything, you're just sitting and being in your mind. So this actually boosts your creativity. It increases your creativity. Just simply sitting and thinking, allowing your mind to wander. So it enhances creativity. And then it also enhances your ability to problem solve. कि आप वहाँ बैठ के बस सोच रहे हो तो कोई ना कोई आपको थॉट आ जाता है कि कोई प्रॉब्लम है तो उसके साथ कैसे डील करनी है. And then you're at this point of time when you're sitting just lazily, there are no distractions. आप खा नहीं रहे हो, you're not moving around, you're not checking your phone, you're just sitting. And then that allows your mind to become more flexible. And it allows you to be more present in the moment with other people too. You're just sitting and observing things. And this puts you in a state of relaxation also when you're just sitting lazily. And relaxation reduces the need of health services. तो वो आपको जो है ना इतना आपकी health के ऊपर it has an impact. Just relaxing. So just taking a step back from your the hustle bustle of every day. So you just like you're going into a sort of meditative state. Even if you're not doing meditation, just doing that deep breathing, मतलब कुछ or just calm breathing, उसमें भी आ सकते हो. And so all your activities are cut down. There are no stress related activities. कोई anxiety नहीं होएगी, कुछ भी ऐसा नहीं होएगा. So it helps you to reduce your health symptoms जो भी है ना, if you're prone to headaches or pain बैक पेन वगैरह, इंसोम्निया होता है आपका, तो रिलैक्सेशन हेल्प्स यू कम आउट ऑफ दैट. Then even if you take short breaks, they can be very productive. So just zoning out, daydreaming, or catching up with a friend for coffee, just being like lazy, relaxing, it is integral to productivity. And it makes you, after that short break, 5 minutes break, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, you actually feel more energized. So being lazy at times definitely has this advantage. Then when you're being lazy, you're just watching TV. So you're not wasting time. You're also learning from there. It is enhancing your social intelligence. That is, your understanding how other people's mind is working. So in fact, watching TV has been very advantageous for my daughter also, because she got interested in forensic science, which I had no idea anything about. And then she wanted to do that and at her graduation level. So I was like, what is this? But then there was an entrance test, and she didn't have any knowledge of the science part. But when they took her interview, she had complete knowledge about it. And they were so impressed that just on the basis of the interview, they gave her admission in forensic science. So it had an advantage for her watching TV. So sometimes we can learn a lot from there. Then when you're just being lazy, you're resting, of course, and that improves your ability to concentrate. You had that relaxation period, so you can get back to your work in a better way. So, like when you're in a very hectic routine and you take those 10 minutes out for yourself, just relaxing. So it improves your focus, your concentration, and you can give you can give yourself, you can do the work in a better way. So these are some of the benefits of ditching structure, as we say it. Lazy ho jao, koi baat nahi. Now, there's a Sanskrit word for laziness, and that is kausidya. So it's actually a Buddhist term, and it literally translates into a spiritual sloth. The spiritual laziness that we saw, it is a spiritual sloth. So it defines all those unwholesome activities, you could say, just lying down, procrastinating, being unenthusiastic about things, not doing anything at all. So all that comes under this category, Kasidya. And it also like so it is regarded as an unwholesome mental factor, because it is somehow it is limiting you. So it is not in a very positive way. It is that it is creating obstacles to your growth. So how they define laziness is that it is an unwilling mind. The Buddhist aspect of it, it is an unwilling mind, and it is associated only with sleepiness. You're just flopping around, not getting up, and it's a big hindrance on the spiritual path, in your spiritual growth. And it is not so this specific kind of laziness, it is not allowing you to get into any virtuous activity. That is the Buddhist aspect of it. So like it says that even if you're a workaholic, you're of course not lazy, because workaholic is working all the time. But such a person is seen as in the sense of being completely lethargic and with regard to the cultivation of virtue, because you're not giving time to your own self, to the path of growth. So this is one aspect of what laziness that the Buddhists have picked up. So there is no cultivation of virtue. You're not looking at yourself. You're not understanding. There's no purification of the mind. आप सिर्फ सारा टाइम you're involved in work. So that is why the term spiritual sloth is used, because spiritually you're not growing. So it can also be an indifferent attitude towards God. So that is one aspect. And in this tradition, in the Buddhist tradition, they categorize it into three types. Like, it is not wanting to do anything when you're in that space of laziness. So you would rather be in bed or lazing around instead of meditating. And it can also be of discouragement when you're not feeling worthy. You don't feel that you are worthy enough to do, I can't do this, or you have a lot of self-doubt. So that is another aspect of laziness over here. So we are always feeling discouraged, deflated by anything that is happening around us. So कुछ नहीं करने का मन करता. And busyness is what we just saw, that you're a workaholic, being a workaholic. So you're not giving attention to your spiritual growth. Now there's a very respected teacher of Tibetan Buddhism, Pema Chodron. And she has given some insights about how to make this laziness work for us. Because many times we go into that space of laziness. अब उसका advantage कैसे लिया जा सकता है? So instead of being discouraged by laziness, कि okay, I can't do anything at all, we have to make it our personal teacher. How can we bring out, like, how can we take advantage of being lazy? Usko, how can we make us teach how to come out of it? So, of course, it is traditionally that it is one of the obstacles of awakening. If you're in that space of laziness, you're not doing that anything at all. But there are different kinds of laziness also. So first, there's a laziness of comfort orientation, and that is you just try to stay comfortable and cozy, कि बस यही रहना है. And this also comes in a variety of forms. According to where you are geographically located, what is your comfort orientation? उसके हिसाब से, like in the Eastern countries में जो होता है, laziness is just flopping down in the sun with a cup of tea, drinking tea with your friends, or just letting the days pass by. So that is what how we regard in the East we regard being lazy, बस आराम से बैठ गए. But in the Western countries, laziness actually manifests as speed. So people are rushing from one thing to another, from the gym to the office to the, कहीं भी घूमने जा रहे हैं, कुछ भी कर रहे हैं, क्लब जा रहे हैं, हर चीज वाले, they're always rushing around. And what are they doing rushing around? They're just looking for कहाँ से मुझे comfort और ease मिल सकता है, कहाँ, where can I be comfortable? मेरा comfort zone क्या है? वो बस ढूंढते रहते हैं. So that is laziness of being busy with the worldly things. Because when we are talking about the spiritual aspect, we need to come into that space of meditation, spirituality. But हम क्या करते हैं? We are always involved in activity. So that is, what is it that you're being totally involved in the worldly things, और आपके पास time ही नहीं है. So we fill our life with a lot of activities. Of course, they are also needed, but they can be an escape from not going inside also. So I'm doing unnecessary things by working and rushing around, but our first concern should be ourselves. Like, how are we breathing? How are we connecting to ourselves? वो हमारे पास फिर time नहीं होता. So speediness is laziness when we use it to avoid working with our minds. हम अंदर नहीं जाना चाहते. Then we are in that zone of total speediness. Now, whether we just flop around or rush around according to wherever we are on the globe, this comfort orientation brand of laziness जो है, it is characterized by profound ignoring. So I am ignoring everything that is like relevant for me, for my spiritual growth. I am totally not in that zone. And to do that, we are looking for oblivion. हम कर क्यों रहे हैं वो सारी चीजें? Why are we being lazy, either rushing around or just flopping around? We are looking for a forgetfulness, to be away from a life that that is not working out. So we are looking for a life that doesn't hurt when we are in that zone. कि इसमें कुछ टेंशन नहीं है, कुछ भी नहीं है, आराम से हम बैठ सकते हैं. So it is more like a refuge. We are looking it as a protection from difficulties, or from our own attitude or nature of self-doubting, or remaining in that space of anxiety. तो उस सब से भागने के लिए भी हम laziness में घुस जाते हैं. So we want a break from being ourselves, कि हमारी जो अपनी लाइफ है उससे हम आराम से निकल जाए, कहीं बैठ जाए, जस्ट इग्नोर करें हम ये सारी चीजें. उसके लिए we are into that zone of laziness. So through laziness, we are actually looking for spaciousness, we're looking for some kind of relief कि हमारी जो जो नॉर्मल लाइफ में जो प्रॉब्लम्स आ रही है उसके भागने के लिए हमें एक स्पेस मिल जाती है. बट इट इज नॉट, we don't get that comfort, that ease by being lazy, because वो तो it's just a temporary, you could say, refuge. We have to work on ourselves to make it a sort of permanent, to have that spaciousness all the time. उसके लिए we have to work. Then this लेजीनेस का एक और जो एस्पेक्ट है वो हो गया, इट इज बिकॉज ऑफ लॉस ऑफ हार्ट. लाइक वी आर हैविंग लॉट्स ऑफ issues, problems in our life. So our vulnerability, our woundedness, not knowing what to do in any issue, in any space where we are in a problematic situation, क्या करना है हमें नहीं कर सकते, तो इसलिए हम तब भी हम लेजीनेस की तरफ चले जाते हैं. So we try to give our best, but then sometimes we are not adequate enough, we are not able to do. So we are not okay with life. हमने to come out of that, we are chasing happiness कि चलो ये कर लेते हैं, वो कर लेते हैं कि उससे खुशी मिलेगी हमें. We go on holidays, we go with friends. कई बार we even get into meditation, into spiritual teachings, पर फिर भी हमें satisfaction नहीं मिलती. कोई कोई व्यू देता है, कोई व्यू देता है, हम कंफ्यूज ही हो जाते हैं. सो देन उससे भी कम इनटू दैट स्पेस ऑफ लाइक हेल्पिंग अदर्स आल्सो कि चलो थोड़ा सा सोशल सर्विस कर लेते हैं, उसमें भी कई बार नहीं मिलती. फिर हम मेनी पीपल गेट इनटू ड्रग्स एज वेल, एंड ऑल ऑफ अस इज सीकिंग फॉर दैट कंफर्ट, दैट ईज, दैट हैप्पीनेस. उसी के लिए बस भटकते रहते हैं. तो हर चीज हम ट्राई कर लेते हैं पर कई बार नहीं होती. तो वी रिमेन इन दैट hopeless space ki I can't do anything with my life. And then slowly we get into a deeper state of depression where we don't even want to move. बस एक ही जगह पड़े रहना चाहते हैं. So loss of heart can be very painful, you could say, and literally paralyzes our lives also. Then there's another aspect of being lazy, and that is you're being totally indifferent. You couldn't care what is happening. So this is characterized by like cynicism, bitterness आ जाती है लाइफ में कि कुछ हो ही नहीं सकता. You start blaming everyone, God, कि nothing can go right ever in my life. And then we don't bother about anybody. And we are in that space of being mean also. क्या meanness आ जाती है कि I need to be selfish, I need to look to myself. So we are always like alienated from the world, अलग ही feel करते हैं. And then when we are in that space, we start downgrading ourselves कि तुम तो कुछ कर ही नहीं सकते हो, तुम ऐसे हर चीज जो है गलत ही करते रहते हो. तो you're in a very, you can say, very low space. So this is what, like when things are not working, when you're disconnected from your own self, you get into all these things. So what to do about it? What can we do to come out of that? So a belief is there is a belief in our mind that we should eliminate our failings to get into a better space, to become worthy people. हमें जो है ना अपनी सारी feelings को खत्म कर देना चाहिए. जो हमारी weaknesses है, we should be able to jump out of them. We could just leap out of our weaknesses, बस उनको छोड़ देना चाहिए. So what we would love to do is to blow up our laziness with a bomb, or we can throw it into the ocean, tie weights to it and throw it into the ocean, or just send it off into space. तो ताकि वो कभी हमारे पास वापस ना आए. Yeah. I'm sorry. I think I lost the network there.
Yes.
Yeah, my screen is visible.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, thank you. So as I was talking about that, where does joy and inspiration come from? So it is not by removing anything from our life. It is not by dividing ourselves into two, struggling against our own energy, or even as seeing laziness as an opponent, कि इसको एक enemy है, इसको defeat करने की जरूरत है. So it is not by degrading ourselves that we get into that zone of joyness or joyousness or inspiration. You know, the path of awakening to all this, that is like a process. So it's a process of slowly learning and understanding our obstacles. Laziness is considered to be an obstacle. So how to understand it, how to observe it. So that rather than feeling discouraged by our lazy attitude, we have to look into laziness. ये क्यों है? Become curious कि why am I feeling laziness? So get into it, understand it profoundly, deeply. जो है ना, laziness के जो है characteristics को हमें समझने की जरूरत है. So we need to feel it fully in our bodies कि yes, I am in that space of being laziness or being lazy. Your spiritual path का क्या मतलब है कि when we want to go on the spiritual path, what it is? It is actually a process of relaxing into this moment. Just be aware of this moment and relax into it. So when we are being lazy, we need to observe it. We need to, like, lazy है तो हम lazy है ना, पड़े हुए हैं वहां पे एक पे. But if I want to work on myself, I need to be in touch with my inner self and understand the cause of the laziness. That is the training. So we need to just experience the moment without coloring with our past experience or future concerns के बिना इस moment में रहने की जरूरत होती है. तो उसको कोई स्टोरी नहीं ऐड करना किसी चीज के लिए, बस be aware of this moment. So when what you can do is when you are sitting in meditation or even going about your usual routine, listen to what you are saying, or especially when you're in that lazy zone also. Listen अपने बारे में कि मैं अपने बारे में क्या बोल रहा हूँ. So कई बार if you are not feeling good in that laziness तभी आती when you're not able to cope with anything. So then your self talk is I'm a failure. There is no hope. मैं कुछ भी नहीं कर सकता. तो we need to look at कि मैं अपने आप को क्या बोल रहा हूँ. So what are we saying to ourselves? How we connect with our own self, and we just taking on the like the ideas, the experiences, the thoughts of other people. कोई कह रहा है आप बिल्कुल कुछ नहीं कर सकते हो, तो हम थोड़ी देर बाद उसको अपना ही adopt कर ले कि yes, I am a failure. So when we become aware of those words, that what am I saying to myself, we need to let those words go. उनको फिर just back out, step back. No, I'm not going to think this. So in that moment, we are connected to our inner self. When we are in that state of awareness. And अगर एक सेकंड के लिए भी आपने कर लिया, उसको डिस्कनेक्ट हुए वापस आ जाए, कोई बात नहीं. धीरे 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 that एक second space will start expanding. This is what we need to practice. This is what we need to train ourselves with. So we need to look at our own inadequacy with kindness. उसको जो है ना, किसी कोई परेशान होता है तो हम उसके comfort देते हैं उसको जाके, we are kind towards them. So we need to be that also. So don't be critical about yourself that I am lazy. We need to observe. We need to just be with ourselves. So when you're present, you focus on what you are doing at that moment, then on what you're not doing. So in that moment, I'm completely present for myself. And that, that helps us to become more compassionate towards other people as well. We are able to connect to them, understand them. So, so we're getting into that space of compassion as well. So when we are able to do this, this is the moment where laziness becomes a personal teacher. That is what it is teaching us, how to connect to ourselves, how to connect to everybody else also. And then, when you become mindful, when you become aware of what you are thinking, so it will help us look at laziness from another spiritual angle as well. Like many of us have the habit of calling ourselves lazy when we don't actually mean to. So we are doing it in a very innocent manner, you could say, unconscious manner. Like our inner critic is always ready to pull ourselves down. So कई बार हम ऐसे ही बोल देते कि I would love to write that book, but I'm so lazy. I'm just too lazy to start doing it. So then, or I want to get up in the mornings to meditate, but then I become lazy and I just don't wake up. So do you have any such thoughts about yourself that, yes, I would like to do that, but I'm lazy about it? Do you ever talk about yourself in this way? Anyone would like to share?
मैम, ये लेजी में और ये रिलैक्स में क्या फर्क है?
लेजीनेस रिलैक्सेशन का ही पार्ट है, बट आप रिलैक्सेशन यू नीड टू रिलैक्स, यू नीड टू लेट गो ऑफ ड्रॉप थिंग्स एंड डू लेजी द आप कर सकते हो पर आप करना नहीं चाहते हो. रिलैक्सेशन तो यू आर टेकिंग टाइम आउट, यू कुड से, टू रिलैक्स योरसेल्फ टू देम. बट आपके सामने काम पड़ा हुआ है, तो आप अब जैसे आपको काम करना है तो आप उस टाइम पे आप रिलैक्स नहीं कर सकते ना, आपको काम तो करना ही पड़ेगा. बट अब वो जब नहीं कर रहे हो आप, तो देन यू आर इन दैट जोन ऑफ लेजीनेस. बट वंस यू हैव डन योर वर्क एंड देन यू आर सिटिंग डाउन, देन यू आर रिलैक्सिंग. सो यू डोंट हैव दैट टेंशन इन योर माइंड कि मुझे काम करना है. अब वो लेजीनेस में कई बार होता है, आपको पता है सामने काम दिख रहा है, करना है, बट आप कर ही नहीं पाते, आप करना ही नहीं चाहते हो.
ओके, थैंक यू.
जी. So I was asking that, do you ever call yourself lazy? और किस aspect में? Like, I would like to get up to meditate, but I feel too lazy. I prefer to sleep. So
That is one area we can, I think, relate. Early in the morning, particularly.
especially
Now in winters, you want to sleep. And,
exactly. But when we are not actually lazy, so there has to be a reason why we are not doing that. So something is there which is blocking our action.
Yeah.
Something which is stopping us from going forward and doing what we want to do. So one of the reason can be because, like many people, they feel lazy because they're afraid of failure or even of success. That can also intimidate many people. So because of their what is going to happen for पता नहीं succeed करूंगा या नहीं, fail हो गया तो फिर लोग क्या कहेंगे, वो सारे thoughts आ जाते हैं. तो that also stops us from doing something, and it pulls us into that zone of laziness. Then sometimes it is also because we fear what we might have to face. Oh, I'll have to go and meet people, or I'll have to go and put in effort over there. मतलब कुछ भी हो सकता है. So when you're in that work zone, जब आप कुछ कर रहे हो तो आपको करना ही पड़ेगा ना. तो कई बार we feel intimidated. We don't feel like we are adequate enough to go and do it. So that fear makes us pulls us into that zone of laziness. Then it is then it is also because कई बार we are doubtful what action to take or how to take it. कौन सा रास्ता यूज करना है. कई बार like when I have to prepare for the session, I keep delaying. मुझे समझ क्या टॉपिक लूं, क्या बात करूं. तो उससे भी जो है ना, वो लेजीनेस की जोन में चली जाती है ना, keep delaying taking action about it. Then it's also because we are trying to force ourselves to do something that is not in a normal routine. तो जो हमारी नेचुरल वे ऑफ लाइफ में, इट इज नॉट पार्ट ऑफ इट इज समथिंग आउट ऑफ इट, आउट ऑफ अ कंफर्ट जोन, यू कुड से. So we have to learn some new skill. So it'll go out of our comfort zone. तो फिर हम कई बार वो lazy हो जाते हैं. We keep delaying doing it also. So that can be another reason why we have, if I want to write a book, so it will need a lot of research. It will make me go out of my comfort zone to understand things, to compile matters or whatever. So I might not want to take that initiative. I might not want to push myself towards that then. So that can be another reason why we are blocked from action, why we're not able to take action. Then it can also be because our calling is totally different. Because whatever we are doing, it is not what we actually want to do. So my life has pushed me into working because my family needs it. But I may not have that capability or the caliber to do it. But because I need it, we need to do that work. So life is taking us into an entirely different direction. Sometimes it takes us, but their souls, as it's given away, the souls won't let them sell out. The soul will always pull you back to your own, whatever you want to do. It pushes you somehow or the other. And our actual nature of the soul is to bring you into spirituality. तो किसी ना किसी तरह से वो धक्का दे के आपको वापस उसमें ले ही आएगा. So laziness is never the real story. So something else is the real story. Why are you feeling lazy? So laziness is just a cover word. You could say a distraction ki you're feeling lazy. Why you have to be connected to yourself and understand. So when you're concluding the reason, you're understanding the reason, there is something because of which I am being lazy. So then you have two options in front of you. So you can either just feel bad about it, like kuch nahi kar sakti, or you can fix your laziness. What is the real cause of it? You can try to understand it and remove it. So a lot of self-inquiry, self-compassion is needed for us to move forward in life. And that is what life is all about, growth, moving forward, especially our spiritual growth. So you're not lazy. That is the conclusion of the whole talk. Something else is going on. So you have to sit down with yourself and ask, okay, what is the real issue? Why am I feeling lazy? So if I'm not able to get up in the morning, so why not so? Is it just being comfortable, or am I overworked the day before? I'm too tired to do so. So I want that extra comfort in the morning. And when you understand the reason, you're actually able to connect to your own motivation. वो अपने आप आ जाएगी. So you're able to do it in a connect to it and उसको फिर ठीक भी कर सकते हो. You can release what is stopping you from moving forward. So yes, so I come to the end of my session. Any questions or any discussions you would like to have? I hope I'm not confused you too much.
Off the recording, I would like to ask you a question. If it is
Hanji, yeah.
let me